Yes, that's right. This is the first episode of You Haven't Seen That. Welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us. And just to get ahead of it, please like, share, subscribe, tell everyone about it.
That's my only job that I have, and you took it away.
No, you get to say at the end. Anyways, look, I'm one of your hosts, Isaac, and with me is my wife, Elva.
Hi.
And we are a married couple, so we're going to bicker. We're going to have fun. You're going to see like the ins and outs of our relationship.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to get divorced on this thing.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, so yeah, this is a podcast that we brainstormed. Our flagship show is the Hype Attack podcast. I found everywhere podcasts are found. But we wanted to do this one, and here we are right now. So what this podcast is about, I'm going to tell you guys. Just hold on, sit and wait and listen. I'll tell you guys what this podcast is.
Oh my God, get to the point.
I'm scrambling, okay?
They don't want to hear that.
You guys, this is a show where we watch a movie on that growing list that everybody has. That list that's starting to collect dust at this point. It's a list of movies, pop culture, cult classics, and just straight up movies that you never got around to, like on streaming stuff. And we're gonna watch those movies. We have our own list, and we're gonna go down our own list. It's not really like a predestined what we're gonna watch, but we're gonna watch a lot.
We're just gonna put all names in the hat and pull out one.
That's a better idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Unless it's spooky season.
Spooky season's reserved for spooky.
Absolutely.
Horror.
So yeah, spooky season. It's going to be all horror stuff, and then we'll get into that once we get closer to that. But right now we're gonna kick off this first episode where we break down movies on our growing list of things you haven't seen by watching
The Change Up.
2011's The Change Up, starring Ryan Reynolds and
Jason Bateman.
an MVP, Leslie Mann.
I forgot her name for a second.
Yeah, no, I can't forget. I think she's married to. Who's the guy that did 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah, no, I'm horrible with names. Oh, so just so you know that I'm really horrible with names. So descriptions of characters in movies is how you're going to know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I blanked out really hard. This happens on the Hype Attack often. There's names and things that I should remember, and I know them, and I can see the guy's face in my mind.
Okay, let's try this.
All right, like this, we're gonna do this often too. We're gonna blank out, but we do this in our normal day-to-day life.
It's our little game.
Yeah, where we forget a name and then the other person pulls it up, and you give me a letter.
Oh my God, how can you forget this name?
I know. Come on.
First letter, first name, J.
The audience is screaming at me right now.
First letter, last name, A.
Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
You see, I knew it, guys. Okay, I just need a little jostling of my brain. Plus, it's kind of late in the night.
A little bit late. It's okay, though.
I have no caffeine in my system right now. And you came back from Universal.
I have no caffeine. The only time I had caffeine today was around 8 a.m. Usually I have 2 cups.
God, yeah, you're the
by
coffee
like 2
fiend.
p.m.
Nobody wants to hear about this crap, Elva. Let's talk about The Change Up.
Okay,
so going into it, what did you know about the movie?
All I knew was about a TikTok clip that I saw, and it was about the daughter just getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And he told her to don't take any crap shit.
Yeah, you can say some you can say bad words. It's okay.
Doo-doo.
Yeah.
And I was like, that scene was just hilarious to me.
Is that all you know about the movie? Just from TikTok, from social media?
That little scene where he's like, okay, saw his daughter get bullied or, pushed down. And then he has a little talk to her in the car, and then jump to the next scene, which after we watched the movie, it wasn't back to back.
So before you'd seen that clip, did you know anything else about the movie?
No, I didn't even know it existed.
So I vaguely remember, seeing a trailer or whatever. I mean, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of movies that have come out throughout the years, and like some of them are hits and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't want to get ahead of it, but this one may or may not have been a hit. But it had Ryan Reynolds in it, and it had Jason Bateman. It's kind of like as at Reynolds' sort of like peak in his comedy career. Comedic movie.
Young Ryan Reynolds.
Rom-com.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spicy.
I'm right here, man. As far as me, what I knew about the movie is that it was, when you first told me, like, let's do The Change Up, I was like, is that the one where they swap semen cups? But that's some other movie. That's another
genre.
Or it could have been, one of my searches on the internet. So I knew that it was a body swap movie, like Freaky Friday, or what is it? Not White Chick, Hot Chick.
Hot Chick.
Right?
Yeah.
With
I'm gonna smack you.
Man. I just saw a clip of this guy, Rob Schneider. Bingo.
It's me, Jessica.
Yeah. We do this often, even around the house, where we're just quoting movies, and it's so many inside jokes. And by the way, we're gonna try not to have like our personal life inside jokes here, because then no one's gonna fucking get it, and we're just talking in code.
And then it's gonna turn into one of those mystery. What are they called? Mystery escape room podcast version of trying to piece it all together.
So this is not what it's going to be. We'll be a little bit more organized in this. Look, guys, it's our first episode, right? This is the first time. This is actually the first time my wife and I have recorded, other than that introduction episode that you hopefully listened to before this, where you got a little sample of us.
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
Okay, fine. So the change up. That's what I know about it. Is that it's a body swap movie, and that's it. That's all that I know about the movie. Why did you choose this movie?
I don't know.
Words. We're gonna need words.
Words. I think it was a part where Jason Bateman just goes, "That bitch bounced." Yeah. And I was sold. A kid bouncing is.
So the thing that makes any body swap movie funny or interesting in any capacity, and they're usually comedies, right? Has there ever been, as far as you know, has there been a body swap movie that was like serious and dramatic?
No, I mean, they have like their little serious moments, but not like completely
like lessons they learn. But they're usually like as a device to be funny, right? So in this movie, Ryan Reynolds plays, you guessed it, a Van Wilder character kind of guy, which he's a failed actor and a ladies' man. Go figures. And then Jason Bateman is. What Jason Bateman's great at playing at is like a stuffy, I think he's
together.
He's a lawyer. Yeah. He's 3 kids?
Yeah.
Twins and a daughter.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to talk about the babies in this thing.
Oh my God.
Weird.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We'll get to it. So that's basically, so the synopsis of this movie is they're old friends, right? They went to like school together.
They're like childhood friends.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to hop to it quick is they're supposed to have grown up together.
Yeah.
But Bateman is...
I think it was after college and something or other. They kind of like split apart. I think it's once he started his family. But
what I was going to say is like the actor Jason Bateman is, I think we looked it up. It was like, he's like 8 years older than Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, that's like weird casting because it's supposed to be the same age. But then you said...
Jason Bateman's character is family never really had anything. He had to like work to get through college, had 4 jobs. So he had all that stress just to get to where he's at. And he's never slowed down. He hasn't reached the point of burnout.
Right.
And Ryan Reynolds' character is just basically party, fun. You get no wrinkles when you party. There's no worries.
Also, Ryan Reynolds is a vampire.
Is that another Paul Rudd?
Yeah, I think so. Him and Keanu Reeves. But man, Ryan Reynolds...
Keanu Reeves is kind of showing his age a little bit now. He's
showing his age a little bit. I mean, especially after doing John Wick. But yeah, so Ryan Reynolds is that party guy. And so in the movie, they link up again. And it's the whole thing of the grass is greener on the other side. Reynolds is like, yeah, but you got a family, you have a job, and you have it figured out. And Bateman's telling Reynolds, well, you get to sleep with all these women, and you get to party, and you're an actor, you know. And so drunkenly they go to piss in a fountain. And a la Freaky Friday, although they like said the words, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I wish I had your life.
While they're peeing.
Oh my God, are we going to switch now?
The power, I hope not, although I would stay at home for at least a whole day and play with my boobs.
I don't want to pest control.
Imagine having this butt though.
You would die with the amount of caffeine my body needs.
Your body's just dying constantly. What is this? Have fun with all the farts.
Have fun taking my meds.
Oh man. Oh no, all their regular poops.
Have fun with feeling normal sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, have fun with the blues. It's got real serious.
I will sleep through it all. That's my solution through everything. Stress, take a nap.
Have fun with like wanting to sleep, but then you have like the anxiety of like having to do stuff.
Oh no, I'd probably knock myself out.
Welcome to my world. Anyways, that's what would happen if we body swapped. But Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman.
Oh, look at my back.
I'm sorry, guys.
I made my forehead.
Jiggle. A jiggle, jiggle. A jiggle, jiggle.
Okay.
Yeah, so party guy Reynolds and family guy Bateman swap bodies. They go home drunk, wake up the next morning, and they're in each other's bodies. Now, there's some body swap movies where they
show the body swap.
they do that like weird like crossfade thing.
Yeah.
No, there's some body swap movies where they wake up in the other person's bed they wake up in their own bed. They wake up in their own bed, but in their other person's body. I think Freaky Friday did that.
No, I think what you're thinking. No, Freaky Friday didn't do that.
No?
No. Well, not the one with Lindsay Lohan. I don't know about the other one.
A lot of times I'm wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And if you listen to the Hype Attack podcast, you'll learn that I'm wrong often. I get cited constantly.
Well, you know what?
Yeah?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Hi, ADHD. Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, so they wake up in each other's body, and
The thing that I liked about that was usually they'll wake up in each other's body, but when you look in the mirror, they're looking at themselves.
oh, what was it? Quantum Leap used to do that.
Yeah. It annoys me. I think, was it Hot Chick did that? No.
No. Oh no, wait. I'm also getting it wrong. Yeah. There's some body swap stuff where they look in the mirror and they see their original self.
Yeah.
Right. No, in this one, yeah. And so, anyways, they look in the mirror and they see that they are the other person. There's a couple things that stood out in this movie as like being weird. It's the movie's in 2011, and there's some stuff that I didn't remember that you can get away with at the time.
Oh my God.
Do you remember what I'm talking about in the movie?
The language?
Yeah, the language.
Yeah.
There's a scene, and I'm jumping ahead. And by the way, this whole podcast isn't going to be where we're going chronologically through the movie, but it's just stuff that stood out to us, right? So there's a scene in the movie where Reynolds is in Bateman's body, right? It's like, what's their name? Dave and Mitch. I forget who's who, right? But Reynolds is in Bateman's body, and Bateman's a lawyer, and he has to like present this whole case and stuff. And of course, Reynolds can't handle that, right? Because he's too much of a party guy.
He's too much of a quitter. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. And then like whatever other fellow law people,
Lawyers?
lawyers,
Co-workers?
man, there's like anti-Semitic remarks, and there's like
Hard R?
hard R's. No, that's when he's talking about the kid with the hard R.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
no.
And it's there was a time prior to 2023 where like certain things you can kind of get away with in movies. Like it was expected for like that shock value. But now, like that, we're not like the softest of people, like we love comedy. Me and Alva love comedy, and we joke about we have dark humor. We joke about so much stuff we probably can't even bring it up here, but we just joke about what we joke about.
I don't think you guys will like it.
No. And so even that being said, we still, are sensitive to the things that you can and
We're
can't
respectful.
say. Yeah.
We don't cross those lines that make people uncomfortable.
Unless we meet those people that are cool with us crossing those lines. So in this movie,
rare. It's very rare.
It's very rare. There's like a few people. But so in this movie, those lines were crossed, and we go, what? And we were both scribbling in our notes, like, oh, they used a hard R and oh my God, anti-Semitic remarks. And this is going to be one of those movies,
Yeah.
And by the way, even prior to the body swap, in the beginning scene to establish like Bateman, his whole family life, he's changing the baby's diaper.
Oh my God. Why would it go there?
Why did it need to go there?
Why?
The baby like shits on his face.
Why did he have to have his mouth open?
And all up in his mouth.
Oh, I would throw up.
And
I would throw the baby away.
Well, you know what? I'm jumping ahead. Right before that, what happened?
Oh my God. Why did they have to show a baby's butt like pulsating right before? It was, I didn't need to see that.
Nobody needed to see that.
No. I would have been okay with just the shot of him getting sprayed with poop.
That's right. There was FBA. Flexing baby anus.
I think that crosses the line right there.
That does. It wasn't
Tiptoe.
needed. It was like uncomfortable that they did that.
I didn't like that. I don't know. I felt uncomfortable.
But yet at the same time, I was like, okay, it's kind of setting me up for like what this movie's going to be. And like, as far as like the humor, but it didn't happen. That type of humor didn't happen throughout the rest of the movie.
No.
Like that was like the only poo humor.
Well, yeah, but because it was mostly on Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds' characters, not showing the babies. And so it's mostly having to figure out their flaws and accepting themselves or changing those flaws for the better.
But keep going on about the baby anus.
I don't want to talk about that.
No, but what about it was like there was a part where the other baby, the twin, is like banging his head on the crib.
Oh yeah, sociopath.
But it wasn't like an animatronic, it was like CG.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't too terribly done. But the baby's like manically slamming his head against the crib.
It worried me for that kid.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I think you later told me, like, does that mean like he's going to be the party one? Or maybe he's going to be a psychopath?
Ooh, yeah.
But they never like explain any of that.
Mm-mm.
It was just the baby slamming his head against the thing. But it was like done in a cartoony way. And so then again, going back to it, I expected the rest of the movie to have like cartoony, funny moments. And it didn't.
I think I did see those funny moments because there's times where I would giggle and you weren't giggling. So I was like, did it go over your head or did he not get it? Was he just paying too much of attention? And
yeah, the other thing that surprised me was Leslie Mann is in it. And it felt like This Is 40. It felt like the precursor to This Is 40 by a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It just happened to be like a body swap movie. And man, and there's some specific scenes where she's like, she is my favorite part of that whole movie.
Oh, I love her as an actress. I just love her.
Mm-hmm.
I just love her. She makes, I don't know, every time she's in a movie and she's crying, I'm just like, oh my God, who made her cry? I want to beat them up. Just because it's believable and it's not just sad.
Well, there's a scene where she's crying and it's meant to be funny and have some heart in it. And she's selling the hell out of it. Like she's really giving some heartfelt tears. And I'm like, damn.
Made me want to cry.
Yeah, in a comedy film, like Jesus. So she kills, and at the same time gets to, like, she's not like a nag. Her character is not like a nag of a wife.
Mm-mm.
She gets to have those really funny moments. The I'm gonna cut you moments.
Oh my God, those were the best. Tired mom moments.
That's what did her character do?
Her character
Was just a mom.
No, she had a job because the babies went to daycare. Kid went to school.
But they never covered her.
They did a little bit.
Did they?
Yeah.
What did she do?
I think she worked with either, I think she was like an architect or worked with an architect or something because she mentioned something about a building.
Yeah, there were some things about it in this movie that felt like they deleted some exposition just to like move it along or probably get it, within like a certain time.
But I feel like because her character wasn't really used a lot, it really wasn't like, what does she do that I have to know that what she does kind of thing. It's just like, okay, they kind of hinted at it. It's good. Main focus, Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman.
Yeah, I can see that, where they felt like the focus needed, but they totally like overlooked that opportunity of really building her character. Man, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, even as that character, like I felt for her as that character because Bateman is this lawyer and he's like real hard on himself and worked 4 jobs when he put himself through college and all this stuff, and she's like cheering him on, and you and I've been together for 10 years, and like as we're watching that, we're like, man, you can still love somebody, but also like what you still can want stuff in a marriage, even though you're cheering the other person on.
Well, like at the same time, it's kind of like when you wouldn't really take days off. It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
That was Jason Bateman's character. And I would be like, it's okay to take a day off. It's fine.
For a married couple, I think that the movie, like that little message in there was nice.
I was about to smack him through the frame screen. Go back to 2011. Smack him.
I want to talk about hair. I wish I had more hair.
Are you talking about Ryan Reynolds' hair in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah. That threw me off. I thought I figured for a second we're gonna like watch Reynolds in a wig, but like in the beginning, the first minute or two, it looks like he has like a toupee or a wig, and then the next scene hits and
like highlights.
Yeah. No, not highlights, but like a wig.
The wig was kind of like how they wanted to do his hair look like highlights, like
2011
highlights kind of thing. Like, hey, got some highlights in here.
And then Olivia Wilde was wearing a wig.
Oh, that didn't work out for me. I'm sorry.
She's stunning though. But this is before she like was dating or married to Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, and
right?
She messed that up big time for going Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I mean, I love both Jason Sudeikis and Harry Styles.
I think she was coming off of Tron. But I don't know. It could have been she just had a short hairstyle and like the role called for longer hair, but she had a wig and it like threw me off.
It just didn't work out. I don't know what it is with movies and wigs.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a movie that had like a really good wig where you're not thinking, oh, that's a wig.
Oh yeah, I think there's a show, but I don't remember what the name of the show is.
And I have to look this one up. This is like just for the beginning of the movie. They're setting up Reynolds and he has like a headset. I'm like, oh, it's just so 2011. There's somewhere later in the movie somebody references an iPhone.
Oh yeah.
And there's no iPhone scene at all. Everyone has like a landline.
I think it was it 2011? Wasn't that around the time that like the first iPhone came out? Maybe iPhone 2 was coming around.
I think it might have been like 2008. The first iPhone came out.
Yeah, so it was like the earlier stages of iPhone.
But that's the thing, like still enough for the writers to write that in as a joke. Do you want to talk about the scene that was said in?
I don't remember that scene. That's the whole thing.
Okay. So Ryan Reynolds is in Bateman's body and he has to go live his life because they have to look for the fountain. They want to switch back and they can't find it. In the meantime, they have to live each other's life. Bateman is in Reynolds' body and he has to go do his actory job. But Reynolds wasn't fully honest.
Oh, you're talking about the Lorno.
I've never called them that. I forgot softcore existed.
It's there. Definitely.
Cinemax.
Yeah.
Right? It's all shadows and lights. Or what does he say?
Shadows, lights. You have to just hump with your pants on.
So the scene that the iPhone was referenced was Reynolds has to do a light porno, a Lorno. Everyone knows him as softcore. And so there's this 60+ woman.
Oh my God. Like
half plastic.
Oh, she reminded me of that lady in Futurama. That's what it was.
Yeah. There you go. Puffy lip, pufferfish lipped.
Yeah, wrinkly.
Yeah. And so they're going at it in the softcore way and he flips her over and the director says, put your thumb up her ass.
Oh my God.
And Reynolds sells that scene with like the tears.
With the tears? Oh my God.
This is the only other tears in that movie.
Yeah.
This is put it in. Pretend it's an iPhone.
How does this pertain to the iPhone?
He says, pretend it's an iPhone. And that's it. That's the only time that's referenced is just that. God. There was, so Leslie Mann was, again, like I said, the MVP of the movie, but someone who was already like established as like a comedic actor was surprisingly not used more was Alan Arkin. And you don't.
Oh, the dad.
The dad. You know him. You've seen him in.
I've seen him in a lot of things and I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Little Miss Sunshine.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he did pass away this year.
Yeah.
Huh? But yeah, like you've seen him in Little Miss Sunshine. And in this movie, like it's always cool to see him in a movie. They didn't use him.
Oh, he was so good in Little Miss Sunshine.
Right. But in this one, he's just like the straight man completely.
Yeah, it was just like he was portrayed as like a very strict dad, but I don't know if that's like how just Ryan Reynolds saw him.
Like at that point, they could have picked another actor. So that was something that stood out to me as like just being underused.
The cancer list. Can we talk about that?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So if you had a cancer list, what would you do? What would you be like your...
So in the movie, Reynolds and Bateman, before they swap bodies, are talking about like cancer list, right? A hall pass is what we now know it to be.
It's a hall pass.
Yeah. I'm not telling you my cancer because the whole idea of a cancer list is that they're not. So the difference between a hall pass and a cancer list is a hall pass is like a celebrity that if you encounter them in the wild, then it's like,
that's right.
We both agree like,
go for it.
Charlie Hunnam, go for it.
Stop.
Yeah. See, I bet absolutely go for it. Brad Pitt.
What happened to him?
He's still doing stuff. But a cancer list is if you're dying, someone that's achievable. Like a friend.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because his coworker.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
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 So that she's on his Bateman's cancer list.
That's right.
Yeah. So you had asked me like, well, what's your cancer? I'm like, oh, it's there, but it's none to be revealed.
It's like the if I die, someone delete my laptop.
Yeah.
All this information on my laptop.
So, that's there. But remember you had originally asked me that, and I was like, moving along, because that's not going to be a comfortable
redirected
conversation.
me to what would be my perfect day. What would I do if I had a perfect day? So stupid.
Yeah. When after they were talking about the cancer list, and Bateman's telling how much he loves Ryan Reynolds' life, and Reynolds is like, yeah, we do all these moves. It's the Dirty Sanchez and the Texas Chainsaw, whatever. And he's like making stuff up, and you're like,
Chang.
yeah. And you go, that's all food stuff. I'm like, of course you pinpoint all the food stuff.
Hey, I love my food. I won't finish my food, but I love my food.
There's no segue out of that one, but but keeping it in the sex realm, this movie does have nudity in it. Kinda. Leslie Mann, the porn actress, and the pregnant woman.
Oh my God, I forgot about the pregnant woman.
Yeah, there's topless scenes with all of them. Tatiana, right? It's Reynolds' like his meetup.
How dare he ruin that?
Yeah, but he never talks about that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Or like the thing moved. So in those scenes where those respective actresses were topless, they weren't really.
No.
They were prosthetic boobs.
Yeah.
I haven't ever seen a movie that has like the gratuitous nudity that wasn't actually nudity. So boobs are on screen, and I'm like,
boobs.
Yeah. And then I'm like, wait a second. Leslie Mann isn't that stacked. What was it that gave it away?
Is the nipples, I think.
Right?
Was it?
They were impressive prosthetics.
It was, yeah. I was like, can I borrow that?
Do you feel like that needed it in the movie?
I think so. And we didn't even watch the unrated version. It was just like the regular.
Yeah, that was the other thing, is you're like, oh, do you want to watch unrated or regular? I'm like, well, let's watch how everyone else originally seen it.
And I wonder what's in the unrated one.
My God. More thumbs up butts.
Maybe. More iPhones.
And the only bit of real nudity that we actually get is towards the end when Olivia Munn jumps Ryan Reynolds' bones and she takes the top off. But if you notice, she's not really naked. It's a body double.
Or how about the other time where, was it Ryan Reynolds is in Jason Bateman's body and he's shaving the downstairs. He walks out.
I almost spit water. Yeah. He's like grabbing his junk and he just comes out. And
you have a mole down there.
Oh, you know what? I wrote down stuntman, right? But I was like, why did I write down stuntman?
Why?
Because before they swap bodies, Reynolds goes over to Bateman's house to pick him up to go for a drink. And instead of like Reynolds tossing the daughter up in the air, it's a stuntman.
Oh, that's right.
And he like throws her like
super high up.
And it was so uncomfortable to watch that. And then like knocks her over afterwards. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's all that gentle parenting that they were trying to put in the movie. Oh, let's go to the ballerina thing.
Go ahead.
Okay. It led from gentle parenting to, Ryan Reynolds' character always made fun of, always punked Jason Bateman's daughter. And it was hilarious because she was very like, please and thank you. And
we solve our problems with our words.
And it was hilarious when Ryan Reynolds is in Jason Bateman's body and he tells her, like, do you know how to make a shiv? You have to fight them, violence with violence. And it was also like a moment where he taught her how to stand up for herself.
That begged the question, because in the beginning, after they swap bodies and they're trying to convince Leslie Mann that they've this magical thing has happened and they switch bodies, Bateman asks her to ask him like a question.
Oh yeah,
only she would know, and he gets it wrong.
We went down this whole thing.
Yeah, or rather, Reynolds has Bateman in his.
Right,
that sounds so dirty. Yeah. So Ryan Reynolds is now at this point playing like the serious man, and so he he has her ask him, and he just happens to not. He doesn't remember. He gets the anniversary wrong.
The color.
No, it wasn't the color. It was me that got the color wrong.
No, they asked for a favorite color. I forgot what the color was, but they asked for a favorite color.
Did they?
Yeah.
Man, my memory's not great.
Yeah.
And then we started asking each other, one, what would we need to tell each other, ask each other in order to convince us that this magical, impossible thing has actually happened?
I think I told you that you need to go when you come out of the shower. You usually run up to me, and I'm like, if whatever person you changed bodies with does not do that, then I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, because you're not him. Because it's dancing happy face time. Okay.
Did we have to establish my tattoos?
No.
Listen
but
to the
it's
hypertext.
there.
Yeah.
It's just there. They don't need to know this. If they want to, they can ask. Yeah. If they don't do that, then I'd be like, bye. Because I know sometimes my favorite color changes, so I'm not even gonna be like.
That was the thing. Yeah, I was like, okay, things that you would know, anniversary, and you're like, I don't know the anniversary.
I don't know how many years we've been married. My password is like our wedding date, and I still get half of it wrong. Don't know how I'm not locked out of that thing. Thank you, Face ID.
And so I was like trying to think, what would you have to do to convince me that you're swapped? So the hypothetical that we threw around was like you were in a friend's body.
Yeah. I don't remember what I would do. I think if it's too quiet while we're at home, that's when you're like, the fuck is this person? Because this person never shuts up when you're at home.
That's a good point.
I never shut up. And if I ignore the cats, it's another one.
Yeah.
Or if I go to the bathroom and actually close the door and not have it semi-open for the cats to come in, that's like main worry.
There's a scene in the movie where Leslie Mann like is slow motion walking out and she's like topless, and Bateman, who has Ryan Reynolds party boy in him, is thinking, oh, he's finally gonna have sex with his friend's wife. And then she just like sits down in the toilet and takes like a gnarly dump. Mm-hmm. You and I don't do that with the door open. At all. Now you still like leave the door ajar and unlocked, and you let the cats come in and like.
Usually they follow me inside.
Whatever, man. I tell them to get the hell out. This is weird.
They follow me inside. They're there.
I don't think we'll ever get to that point of like.
No, I don't know.
Cooing in front of one another. Keep some romance alive.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue into having sex with the other person's spouse. Like as a friend, right? You're in, let's say like I swap bodies with a friend of mine who happens to be married. Unless she's going to jump my bones and I have to maybe, keep their marriage alive and like just go through with it. If afterwards I tell you and I happen to make you believe that we swap bodies and I tell you, yeah, I happen to bone my friend's wife.
I think it would cancel out if that happened.
Is it cheating?
I don't know.
The thing that I had a problem with this movie, right? Even though like the impossible happened, the thing I was curious about is in a real life hypothetical situation, or hell, even in the movie's sake, right? They attempted to tell Leslie Mann that they've swapped bodies, right? And ultimately she doesn't believe him. And you go, okay, well, I guess so, because it kind of moves everything along, right? And then throughout the movie, Bateman, who has Ryan Reynolds in him, is like an asshole.
Oh my God.
Cursing all the time, doesn't know the dinner song.
Oh my God, I really want to know what the dinner song was.
And Leslie Mann's like, well, what is up with you? It's like, well, they told you earlier, and you're just thinking that Bateman's going to divorce. Like he's a perfect husband. Oh,
wakes up in the middle of the night, freaking feed and change.
Knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind...
Doesn't miss daycare pickup.
Sorry. Although it bears asking like a deeper question of like, why isn't Jason Bateman's character bothered by getting poop on and in his mouth?
I think he just doesn't care anymore at this point. He's like, that's another day.
But, and so her mind goes to like thinking that he's cheating and stuff. I'm like, it's such polar opposite that you wouldn't think like, well, maybe they were telling the truth.
Remember they had that dialogue night. It looked like they had a lot of like...
they established that they had issues prior to that.
So that kind of makes sense. This is why
we watch movies together.
Yeah. So that makes sense to where she thinks like, oh, he's been working so long, but has he been working?
Imagine how like suspicious she would have gotten if she had met Olivia Wilde's character.
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh my goodness. I would have been like, you sure there's something here? But yeah, no, that's totally like justified because your marriage is kind of already kind of
on the rocks.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, now there's this. It's not just like he's still doing this, but not showing me the affection that I need. Now it's like he's doing this, but completely not who he is. But going from that to the other thing was it when Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman, we have to find a name for these people.
Yeah, it's Mitch. It's Mitch and Dave. I just don't remember.
I don't know how you would. But anyways, when Mitch was in Dave's body and he got the tattoo of Dave in the back.
That's so fucked up too.
I would definitely get a tattoo on whoever I switch his body.
I loved the whole scene is Bateman's in Reynolds' body and Reynolds is on a date with Olivia Wilde and she's like, put together, but also kind of wants to let loose. And it's 2 a.m. And so they find a shop that's open, a tattoo shop. And
they're not even in Vegas for this. Okay.
Yeah. They're not even in Vegas. They're drunk off their ass. And he gets a whole back piece. Usually
okay. Okay. If you have tattoos, you know that a whole back piece is not going to freaking take
30 minutes.
30 minutes or whatever. You know it's going to take a while.
So the scene like comes and it goes, and then you forget about it. You never get to see what she got on her inner thigh. But then later it's revealed.
I don't think it was even in her inner thigh.
Oh, you think it was on her pooner?
Yeah, because she kept moaning in the beginning.
She wasn't. No, that whole scene was supposed to play out as if you think that he's like, to her. And I don't know why am I PGing it. It's made to think that you think he's eating her out and that she's moaning because of it. But then it, pans out and they're in a tattoo parlor. But I love the reveal of his tattoo at the very end. Which is Bateman's face.
It's Bateman's like half body, like half his torso. It just.
Do they never reveal Ryan Reynolds actually seeing it after?
No, they don't.
Damn it. Do you think that's in the unrated one?
Probably. So they also did the thing where it's they asked each other, what would you do if you had a day off? What would you do? The fact that he went rollerblading, I would be in the emergency room by now. Broken something.
That'd be someone else's body you have to worry about.
What if they don't have insurance?
Oh, it's Ryan Reynolds. He doesn't have insurance. Yeah, he's a
you know what? I'm gonna get this person in debt because they need to learn. They need to learn to not be careless. Get insurance somehow.
But okay, so we work our regular like 9 to 5 jobs, right? I start work at 7 and I'm done whenever I'm done. And then you start work at 9.
9, get off at 5.
Yeah.
Regular 9 to 5.
Right. What would your perfect day off be? Because Ryan Reynolds' character doesn't really have a job. He has like the Lorno acting thing. And he just has the rest of the day to himself.
Oh my God. We talked about this and I don't remember what I said. And I think the first answer I gave you, you're like, you already do that on your daily basis.
You're like, oh, get up and I'll get coffee. I'm like, you already do that.
You already do that.
Because in this one, Bateman, he does all the things he said he was going to do, which is like he has a beer and reads a book throughout the day. He takes a stress-free shit.
Oh my God.
And then, but like, I'm like, dude, it's the longest fucking day. The guy goes go-karting. He's at the batting cages. He's like riding boats and stuff like that. I'm like, what? How long is this goddamn day? But, it's a movie, so I'm suspending disbelief, just for that. But what would you do?
I don't know. I would probably get a tattoo.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't do in my everyday or I can't even say I'll go to Disneyland because that's part of my everyday. Probably like my monthly thing. It's just always there.
I think you would travel.
You know what? I think I would probably, I would go to probably, there was this place. I think it's Ireland. There's a tattoo artist that's over there. She does great, like realistic.
So most of your day would be like flying over to Ireland.
Yeah.
And then
I would make it like a whole week. Be like, oh yeah, no, we can't find whatever fountain we just did. It's peed on or whatever. But I would take advantage of that thing and just go and just be like, let's get on this flight.
And
let's
that's
go. And
your
just,
whole one day.
So my whole day is getting to the airport.
Now, my perfect day would be like to sleep in a little bit. I would have a steak breakfast. I don't know, I would like do the things I don't really get to. Like I had the day off today, but I was busy doing like, movie review editing and like shooting all that stuff. And, just my day occupied with that fun stuff. Like a good day for me is doing things that are creative and doing things that are like active. I would probably go for a hike, not a jog, but I would go for like a little decent hike. Probably go to a high place I haven't hiked before. I fly FPV drones. I might go to like a new location that I usually never have the time to do and stuff like that. Like fly a cool abandoned building.
Abando.
Yeah, abando, man. I would do that. I'd for sure have a beer and a sandwich for lunch. I mean, if I was in somebody else's body, I don't know.
Ooh, no, I know what I would do. Forget the tattoo. I'm going to change this up.
Okay.
I'm still going to travel. It's still on there.
This is why it's called a change up.
But I would travel to go see an F1 race.
Ding, ding, ding.
I would do that. But I'd be pissed if it wasn't a race week.
Okay. So then scratch that idea.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like on just your any particular regular day off.
Fine, I'll go back to the tattoo. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
So,
between tattoo or race week.
So that's the thing with the movie is it's the grass is always greener on the other side, and they finally have that magical opportunity to live each other's life. They don't regularly get to live.
Mm-hmm.
So Bateman's character gets to live the wild life, and Reynolds gets to live the 9 to 5 family life
that he kind of craved but didn't want to admit to it.
And cue the montage of like them enjoying each other's life, and you're like, oh, it's kind of cool, and you get to see that perspective.
Oh my god, the rollerblading scene.
I think you covered that already. Yeah. And then of course you ultimately get to the point in the movie where it's like the cheesy crescendo of the lesson is learned.
And it goes back to they're kind of already falling into the respective others' routine. One's getting too comfortable with the party life or like the carefree life, and then the other one's getting too like comfortable with the working late, forgetting dialogue night, and then just falling back into the same.
So they turn into each other.
Yeah, they just turn into each other, and it wasn't until I think when he gets made partner and they did that banquet thing that Ryan Reynolds Bateman realized, oh shit, this is what I work for, and
but it wasn't all his.
But yeah, he goes, oh, it's not my accomplishment.
It earns the power of responsibility.
But yeah, and then that's when Leslie Mann kind of like, which by the way, Ryan Reynolds Bateman kissed her, and I was like, what?
I was going to bring that up. That pissed me off. Okay, because throughout not suspending disbelief, right? Is they try to explain it to her. She doesn't believe them. And then throughout the whole following week, I think they kind of established that it's a whole week.
Yeah, it's a whole week. Yeah.
Right. Bateman's acting weird and she's not questioning it. But then you helped me establish that oh, they had problems prior to that. Now, another man just runs up to her. Not just any other man. She knows him, right? Reynolds.
His husband's best friend.
Him. Yeah. As far as she knows, it's her husband's friend just running up and kissing her.
Yeah.
And it's that kiss that she just goes, oh.
Yeah. Like, was there like a spark, or is there a certain way that he moves his tongue in her mouth or something?
I feel like the writers were like, well, we gotta end the movie. So let's just make that the device.
Or was she like, whoa, another man's kissing me now?
So then finally they find the fountain. And they get to swap bodies after that. Leslie Mann kind of understands the whole situation. So, marriage saved, lesson learned. There's growth, but they also want to go back to their own respective lives.
Yeah.
But fucking A, I love that although they had the cheesy crescendo, the comedic beat of the music dropping and the fountain, which before it was just like in some like park area with no one around.
Mall.
Now it's in a mall.
Freaking hell. Girl sell cookies.
With hundreds of people. And remember, the rules established is in order for them to swap bodies is they have to
take a leak. There's a pee in the fountain. I was going to call it a pool. There's a pee there, and then they have to again go, I wish I had my old life back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do it, and then nothing happens.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh my God, if they're stuck in their bodies. But of course, this isn't that type of movie, and they do it 2 more times. And now and by the way, was it one of the characters, Bateman with Reynolds' brain in him, he like is not peeing,
Yeah, it was like a weird thing where it was just
They're still
they had to kind of like
beef with each other.
they had to like make amends with each other or something, like understand each other's perspectives of life. And after that, it was just like
It was like the final lesson to learn
and
at like 0 hour, that 0 hour, plot device thing. And then finally, the power goes down and
they book it.
yeah.
Lights come back
the
up.
Girl Scouts were looking at them and the security's going to jump their asses and stuff. And they manage to escape. They wake up the next morning. They're in their respective bodies. I was hoping the movie was going to end there, but that it's 2011. So, of course, you have what was it, like 6 months later? And the dad has gotten married. But no, they're at an anniversary.
I think it's their like 10-year or something year anniversary party. And
I was going to ask you, do people have like 10-year anniversary parties?
They do.
Is that that's a regular thing? You said that so just like, if you're white.
If you're white. I guess. I mean, didn't your grandparents have like a 70th or 60th thing?
Yeah.
I remember doing that, and then I remember your grandpa would tell me like they would do like every 10 years or something.
Okay, so it's a regular thing to do like every 10.
I guess.
Does that mean ours is coming up in another 2?
What are we doing?
I don't know. Chili's? Want to do Chili's? Invite some people to Chili's. Yard House. How about that? It's 10 years. Yard House.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what, you can get the. No, let's go to BJ so you can get a Pizookie.
I guess. I don't like BJ's.
So yeah, the anniversary party threw me off, but now I guess it gave us the idea to have our own anniversary party. So
I am owed a ring at my 10 year. That's what I was told.
We're not talking about that here. So thus ends the movie, The Change Up. They're all back in their body. They live happily ever after. I didn't look up the Rotten Tomatoes review. And
okay, so what do you think it is?
So I think that, and if you're not familiar with the Rotten Tomatoes score, it's from 0 to 100. Fresh, I think it's like 70. And I was like, the comedy was fun. They had some weird moments. It's 2011. I'm trying to put my brain in that era. And what I came up with was 50.
Yeah. And I think I gave it a 54 because you asked me. But the actual rating is 29%.
From the critics.
Yeah, from the critics.
But the audience score.
I think the audience score was 49%. So
it was like around what we were thinking. Yeah. The critics aren't going to go like, well, it's a masterpiece. And it definitely wasn't a masterpiece. They're not going to win any Oscars or anything like that.
No.
All in all, though, what did you think of the movie? Like, should people watch it?
I think you could stream it.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of have background kind of thing. Maybe
something like you have your friends over, you just throw it on the TV because just something that has like funny scenes.
Yeah.
Some funny dialogue.
For the people who like to have background noise so they don't feel like they're home alone or something. Hi, me.
That's going to be a new rating, part of my rating system. Do you want to feel like you're not home alone? Put on The Change Up.
Yeah, just put on the movie that kind of like, hey, okay, you don't really have to. I mean, you watch it the first time, you can have a background whenever you want to. But that's about it.
Just noise.
You're not,
it's definitely not like a remote dropper. Like if you're clicking through your channels and happens to pop up, you're going to keep.
Shawshank.
It's not. It's definitely. It's definitely not Shawshank Redemption. No. Yeah. So I mean, it's one you could totally skip, but I mean, like
if you want to. I mean, it's also on Peacock. So if you have Peacock, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Or you can rent it on Amazon.
We rented it, right?
Yeah, because we don't have Peacock.
Can we save a couple dollars and then like pick a movie that's actually like streaming for free somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, hey guys, that's gonna do it for our first episode, and we just did it on The Change Up.
You gotta like, follow, and subscribe, guys.
She's gonna fall asleep.
I'm sorry.
It's late in the evening. Check us out on social medias at Forehead Films. I always forget my own thing. It's
Forehead Films.
I just recently made it, so I haven't memorized it.
Forehead Films.
Spell it out for me.
FOREHEDFILMS.
That's so long. I just shortened it. I go Forehead Films, FOREHED, no A, Films on Instagram.
I feel like that's longer because you're like, no A.
But no, you got to have people remembering it and stuff. So that's where you can find me. You can also find me on my FPV page, Forehead FPV. on Instagram and TikTok, Elva?
And you can find me on It's Elva on Instagram. And then the ELVA. If you mess up my name, you can also always find me on the Forehead Films with no A.
Yeah. She's on that's like kind of technically our joint account where she helps me manage it. But hey, guys, if you like this, check out our next couple of episodes. We're excited to keep doing this. It's again a reason for us to watch these movies that we never got a chance to see. That makes people ask the question.
You haven't seen that?
Bye, guys.
So cringe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.